Okay, everybody, so I got a different kind of video today. I got a project going on at work that I decided to take home, and I think it ought to be pretty fun. It should be super quick, simple. It's Thanksgiving morning, so I'll go ahead and get it built up here, take it out to work, and get back home. I don't want to work all day today. Whether it's Thanksgiving or not, I don't want to work. So let me show you what I got going on here. Okay, so the company I work for has a scrapyard behind their place. And so I went out there yesterday and harvested up some of this yellow square tube and some round tube and that plate. And what I need to build is we have a big toe behind air compressor, and they don't have, let's see if I can do this. They don't have, I bought a mic and it's like flopping around. It's kind of a pile of crap. So they have this big toe behind air compressor, but they don't have a way of dealing with the big air hoses. And so they're basically just like looping them on the top of the air compressor and then pulling it around the yard and dragging the hoses all over the place. So like, I want to build like a little back bumper piece, if you will, so that way we can loop up the hoses and not worry about what they're doing now. So anyways, I'll quit talking and I'll get to work. Okay, so first off, I got this section of hand railing. I guess we can assume that's what it is, a piece of handrail. It's basically the perfect width, so I'm just gonna use this up. It is too tall though, so we're gonna shorten it up. I measured the machine and I only want this thing to be 40 inches tall. Good enough. Guess it doesn't really matter which side I do. Now, I'm going to go on the record right now and say that I'm not expecting very good welds because a lot of this square tube material is full of rust and nastiness, and don't expect anything pretty out of this. Honestly, it's not even going to get painted. But what it is going to do is a job I want it to do. So, what I'm thinking about doing here is I'm going to take the same material and I'm going to make two standoffs for each side. They're only going to be, I only really need it to stick out 2 inches, but I might just do 2.5 for funsies. And we'll weld them on here. I'll get some of that plate and we'll just make a long section, pop maybe 6 holes in each one of them, weld all that together, and then we'll go on to making the hooks that's actually going to hold the airline on. So, but start building the mount to actually mount it to the air compressor itself. So when I go to cut anything with the Portaband, because that blade likes to walk, I just like to grab a speed square and just mark all the way at least 3 sides around the tube, so that way when I'm cutting I can see if my blade's starting to get off center. Like I said, I'm not kind of trying to build anything pretty here, but I also don't want like a 45-degree angle and I'm trying to fill in like a 1-inch gap with my MIG. Try to make it look like I know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do 2 like that, because I think if I only do 1, it's just going to sit there and wobble back and forth and I end up breaking, cracking something, breaking whatever. So I'm going to do 2 so it's got some more support. Cool. So it's going to be something like that in nature there. Alright, so I think what I need to do now is cut the plate. And that's the one thing I did not measure. So I think if I have enough material there, which I should, I'm wondering if I can get away with 10 inches or if I should. 10 inches would be plenty, I believe. I think I got enough room on that machine. Let's see. So go something like that. So, alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go ahead, get the drill press ready, and I'll pop 6 holes in this thing, get some stuff cleaned up, and then next, I guess you'll get to see me weld this crap together. As you can see, I got these parts all cleaned up and ready to go. Good enough. And so I'm gonna get the welder up and running and make some sparks. Where's my broken hammer? That'll do. Okay. I think those ought to work out plenty good. That's hot. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, so let's see here. I think I'm going to call that good enough. Perfect. $40.25 and $40.25. Okay. Come on. That's how crusty this material is. Got to grind a ground into it. Seriously? You know, I think that's a little crooked. Maybe I better grab something flat. Determine if I really do care or not. Alright, it's fine. Right on my toe. Alright, so what I'm going to end up doing now is feeling a little frisky, and I'm going to cap the ends of these. I already did this one. Doesn't look great, but I don't care. So, instead of trying to hold it there and drop it down the tube, what you can do is grab one of your handy dandy little magnets and boop, there it is. Tack her in. Well, would you look at that? Okay, time for the grinder. One of these grinders, not the other grinder. Get your head out of the gutter. Okay, so jump forward a bit. I decided just to put my head down and get to work. So got all these capped, got everything welded, and then added some tubes to the sides. And so what they're going to do is they'll loop their hose around these, and then they can stick the air wands down in these holes. So we're all pretty much good to go. I'm thinking that we'll get this loaded up in the truck and head on out to work and go get this mounted. So it's Thanksgiving, so I don't know if I want to do a full day or just a half a day and mount this and get the heck out of there. That kind of sounds like a good idea to me. So anyways, I'll quit talking, get this loaded up in the back of the truck and sweep some floors and get moving. All Alright, I'm out here at work. It's windy out, so I decided not to film anything. Probably just too much wind noise to make it worthwhile, but give you guys a quick cover up of what happened. So, got this thing all bolted in here. Come to find out that there's a cross member down here in the bottom, so I can't get my fingers in there to put a nut in on the backside. So I might come back out here later. It feels pretty solid, but I might put a riv nut in there, and we'll see. I just don't happen to have any 3/8 riv nuts with me, but she's pretty solid. Routed the hose a little differently. I mean, this isn't going to go down the road like this, and if it does, they can grab a bungee cord and tie it all up. But you got a little bit of an idea of what it does. So now they can cruise this thing around the yard, blow off equipment, not drag their hoses everywhere. I think it turned out decent enough. So I think this wraps up that project, at least for now. I might, like I said, I might do those rib nuts on it, but who knows. So, but anyways, it is still Thursday. It's Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Tomorrow, I'm able to get into that shop. So I'm going to start ripping into this truck. And we're going to straight axle it this weekend. So it was a fun little side project, but we'll get back to what I'm really excited about. So we're gonna do some work on this girl. I'm excited. Cutting all this stuff off in here. I am gonna have to modify the skid plate on my bumper and maybe have to move my oil cooler for my transmission. I'm not too sure yet. We'll see, but at least for now I can unbolt this bottom piece and gain a little bit of clearance. So we'll go over that tomorrow, but we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'll keep putting out videos. It's so windy out. Left my window open for a little bit for Ella, and the truck is covered in dust. Yay. What do you have to say about that, Ella?